Classic Hits, My 105.9. Finally, a Friday, and special guest joining us in the studio. Lucas Seeley is back.
Hi, guys.
How you doing? How's the last month been since I've seen you?
Been really great. A lot of great things been happening.
Good. Of course, Lucas is a Billings native and kind of spread his wings, took off to the West Coast and been tearing up comedy all over the place. Came back to throw the stand-up or sit-down comedy thing that we did out at Asian, about 2 months ago now.
Yeah, the first and third Wednesday of every month is open mic, so anybody can come and do comedy at Asian nights.
Right. There's some pretty funny people there the last couple of times that we've been out for that.
It's amazing how to see the talent here. A lot of people don't know about the talent here in Billings, so it's great to.
Yeah,
you'll see that this weekend.
It's great that you helped kind of bring it out. Now, last month you brought. What was his name?
Ty Barnett.
Ty Barnett, who was a runner-up for Last Comic Standing and stuff. Very funny guy. We had an absolute blast at Asian Nights then. And you're doing it again. We've got another special guest. Kyle Cease is in the studio with us. And Kyle, go ahead and step on up to the mic. Good morning.
How are you, buddy?
It's great to meet you. Thanks for coming to town.
You too. Thanks for having me, man.
And we're pretty excited about it. Tonight and tomorrow night, you're going to be over at Asian Nights just west of Shiloh on King Avenue out there. And it's kind of the same deal. Tickets are $10 at the door or at laughstub.com, right? That's the website that we go to get these tickets. Yep. Kyle, why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to actually be here and do this and be in Lucas's hometown, because this is about. I've been around Billings already now. You guys are having fun, and that's what I think. That's what I think life is. Too many people like to complain and then not do anything. And I'm realizing you can make everything fun. That's what the show is about tonight.
All right,
it's just unlimited fun. Like, I'm going to make my death fun. I'm going to make that fun. Because we're all going to die, right? Why not have fun with it?
Sure.
Why do we wait until the death and we've worried the entire time, and then we die, and then we wasted the last 20 years worrying?
Okay.
You can make it fun. That's what I've decided I'm going to do. When I die, and I'm assuming that I'll know when I die, by the way, because you always hear people coming out of hospitals where a relative just died, and they always say stuff like, and he took his last breath, and he knew that it was his last breath. How do you know that he knew? No one has ever taken a last breath and said, hey, everybody, this is my last breath.
It's not usually your last words. These are my last words.
Yeah, no one's ever said that. So you're lying, and he's dancing above you like a ghost. Like, no, I thought there were more breaths. Stop telling people that. So I'm going to make it fun. I've decided that I'm going to lie down, have the flatline machine. By the way, it's kind of BS we can't hear our own flatline. It's the most pivotal sound of your entire life, and it goes up the second you can't hear it, which is why I'm going to outlive mine just a little bit. So when it's like, boop, boop, I'm just going to hold on and be like, and, and I'll be like, I heard it, and that'll be my last words, and then I go to heaven. And what my plan is, this is a good plan, is I'm going to, in the last 10 seconds, I'm going to get my body. Everyone else is going to die lying down. Been done. Hacky. That's a hacky idea. I'm going to lie down. I'm going to get my body into a very nice, tight, entangled yoga pretzel position. Just like a really stiff knot. Because I know that your body gets stiff when you die, and I want to make it very hard for my family to unscramble me. Which will be the most fun last 10 seconds, too, because I'll be getting in the position like, goodbye, mother, mom, and brother Kevin. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm from Little House on the Prairie. And they'll be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, no, I always die like this. It's okay. And then weird open casket with my legs draped over the side because they can't close it. Spandex with the testicles coming out. And I forgot to mention I won't have spandex with the testicles. And I'm going to hold I've realized, too, I'm going to hold my left eye open so that I'm forcibly staring at you, staring back at my testicles, and you won't know that that's coming. You'll just be like, goodbye, Kyle, what the hell? And my dad will just be standing there like, I know, we can't get pants on him. We didn't know he was going to do that. And you'll be like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. And it'll be like, no, Creed is the worst thing you've ever seen. I don't know if you guys play them, but
we don't.
Good, because I've come to the conclusion that if crap could poop, the band Creed would come out of it, because that is the worst band.
I kind of agree with you there.
If Creed could poop, Nickelback would come out of it. If they can, I'm pretty sure they can. Murder! That's them doing it. Murder!
Kyle.
Yes.
Okay.
I can go on forever.
I want to talk about your career a little bit. Sure. You're a very funny guy. I watched a bunch of your stuff on the net yesterday. Last year, you were voted you got me rolling now, number one comic in 2009 for Comedy Central with your Comedy Central special, correct?
And the Comedy Central put out their 100 favorite comics, and the public voted, and I won the whole thing.
That's very cool. Also, here it says that you and Louis Anderson used to run a comedy camp together.
We do. We run
or do
one
still?
Right now. Well, it's just starting to really get big. Actually, Louis Anderson and I, the legendary comedian, we're business partners on this giant company called Stand Up Boot Camp, and we're teaching the psychology of basically successful performance. You know, there's 108,000 people trying to do stand-up comedy, and only 1,000 of them have careers. And I've learned a lot about the difference between the 1,000 and the 107,000, and it's not talent. People think it's talent. But if that were the case, there'd be a lot of people that aren't famous that would be famous, and vice versa.
Right.
And
the whole Nickelback Creed thing.
Yeah, there's a good point right there. Like and I'm learning that we have all these things that we're born just knowing we can do anything, and then as time goes on, we learn doubt. And it's funny because as a kid, I started when I was 12 doing stand-up.
Oh, wow.
And one of my favorite stories I like to talk about is when I was 15, I just kind of thought to myself, how do I make more money doing stand-up? And that one question is so different than the usual question we ask, which is like, why me? Or, oh, this crap always. You know, so I was like, oh, how do I make more money? And I asked a comic, how do comics make good money? He said, well, corporate parties is a big thing. And I asked my mom, where do corporate parties meet? She told me about the Chamber of Commerce. I called the Chamber of Commerce, got the mailing labels from all the businesses.
Wow.
Made a flyer, having a corporate party, looking for entertainment, sent it out, made $500,000 in a month.
Wow.
And it was because I was oblivious to that I couldn't do it. And there's a difference between the psychology of the people that have become successful and the people that haven't. And going to an event like this and hearing successful people talk about how much easier it is than you thought it was.
Right.
And then on top of it, we're finding really talented people, and we're getting them work too. We got one comic on a national television show. Actually, I can't say who it is yet, but I
very cool
before his set, and he got a standing ovation on it, which was really big. I can't say who it is yet, but I will very soon when the legal issues.
That's very cool. Yeah, you seem like you have a little more ambition than most comedians and musicians that I know.
Well, and it's funny because I'm very ambitious, and I love what I do. And a lot of people, you can love what you do. I'm realizing every
Absolutely.
time I get crabby about something, I just realize, as corny as it sounds, there are people in other countries that would kill to have my problems.
Right.
And when I switch to that, my sets are better on stage. I sell more CDs after the show. I literally have come through this whole different career, and it's changed my whole life, and it feels really good, you know. And
it's made you some success too. I noticed you've been in a few movies that everybody's heard of.
Oh yeah, I was in Not Another Teen Movie. I was the slow clap. Which is so weird. I spent 10 years just having people come up to me and slow clap.
Oh, absolutely, man.
They leave after that. They don't. It's like going to a petting zoo or something, and they're like, see what he does with this. But there's that, and then 10 Things I Hate About You. I played Bogey Lowenstein, the kid who threw the party.
Right.
And that's weird, too. I got a call from my agent, and was like, hey, we got a part for a total nerd. And I was like,
thanks. So look it up.
Me right off the bat. And I got to the audition. There's 200 of the nerdiest, like, pop protectors. And I was like, well, obviously, someone here is nerdier than me. But so I got the part, which was cool. They're like, "Oh, you're perfect. We don't have to change your hair or makeup or clothes or anything. You look like crap from the beginning."
There you go, Kyle. Man, you're a funny dude. I can't wait for the big comedy thing. It's happening tonight and tomorrow night. What, 8 o'clock, Lucas?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. You can get your tickets.
Well, I was going to say one thing about it. You know, people always hear on the radio comics come on and they think, "Oh, that's cool. That comic's funny. There will be a comedy show. Those people will have fun." But it never occurs to you, because there's so many advertisements and so many things like this, that you should actually go to it. Like, people are in their car going, "Oh, that's cool," and then it'll just like water over a duck's back, and then they'll go home tonight and they'll come home from work, and their wife or husband will be like, "What should we do?" And I don't know, let's rent Spice World. And like, you forgot that this was an option. And this is so much more fun than going to any movie or doing anything like that, because it's just as cheap, if not cheaper. For some reason, Lucas forgot to make me a special price, because usually when I go to a comedy club, it's like $30 a ticket. But apparently, I just found out it's 10. So that's really true. Like, I was like, wait, I'm just $10 a ticket. So that played with my ego a little. But all you have to do is pull a freaking 10 out of your pocket.
There you go.
And it's a much more memorable time. I end up hanging out. I love meeting the people, you know, and talking to them. And I'm single too, so you can't do the actors. I don't know if you could say that.
I think we'll be okay. All right, $10 at laughstub.com or at the door tonight or tomorrow night. Kyle Cease. Lucas, thanks for coming by. Kyle, great to meet you, man. And
we're a great show here.
Pretty happy to have a comedian of your caliber. Go ahead, Lucas. Is there something else you want to say?
Oh,
just really. Thank you.
I'm really excited for Kyle to be here, because he is my mentor. He's a big part of the reason why I'm going to be famous. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, people like say that stuff, but I am going to be famous.
We agree, Lucas.
Not in.
He actually has a factual reason also that he's going to be.
Yeah,
he's got stuff going on.
There's a big reason, and I'd say about 3 months.
And you're going to come back and visit us when that happens and fill us in a little bit more.
Yeah, like I'm here now.
Maybe what we can do if we come back, we were talking about that. You, me, and Louis Anderson could do a show. Because
now we're
Louis
talking.
like one of my best friends, and he'll.
That would be cool.
Seriously, we could do a theater. So but knowing Lucas will probably be at Asian Nights for $3 a ticket.
Come see Louis Anderson for $5 tonight. All right, you guys, thanks a lot, and we'll see you around this weekend.
Thanks a lot, man.